I was looking at a bill, right? Because I went to get some new tires in the front yesterday, and I could have done it locally with a guy I liked that did my front brakes, but he's going through stuff, and he doesn't need that extra stress right now. And then there's a local tire place that has lost my trust. So I went to the one where I had my rear done. I like their customer service, and there's a new staff there who got out of a profession because of how hard it is on their thumbs, and is into a profession that is school related. And she made an innocent mistake in her math and overcharged me $10. And I saw this and I said, well, can you e-transfer? And she's going to get back to me. But even if she e-transfers, for me, it'd be like getting 850 back. And because my bank would probably it'd be over, and they'd charge me $1.50 extra transactions to get my money back. From a math era, as me being a math tutor, right? So it's kind of sad that this is the world we live in. And I went down there also because I needed to play some badminton to help digest my food. I've been bloating more, and I also noticed my jaw's been acting up. I hope it doesn't shift because it's super painful. I don't even want to talk or eat for like days or weeks if it does that. It's happened a couple of times in the past. I'm not sure what's happening. And why am I mentioning my jaw? Well, I thought maybe if I'd stay there long enough, I would have gotten to see if there's a dentist that can, emergency check to see if everything's okay with an x-ray. But how likely was that to happen with, all I've been reporting to try to get dental assistance in the last few years? Not very likely. Anyways, money is a concept where people fight very, very, very hard, and that means they'll violate your human rights to try to not get out of their account and but in. So it's a evolutionary dead end for a species, and of course one that doesn't live in a simulation but lives in a real natural world where you need to self-correct. This monetary paradigm is not just killing you guys, it's killing the rest of the concept of life.
The presence and influence of industry trade groups, think tanks, and public relations agencies with a track record of climate denialism participating in this summit.
So often anybody who comes to these climate negotiations would be surprised at probably how big a trade fair sits alongside the actual negotiations, where companies and CEOs and lobbyists peddle their influence both on governments and negotiators, but also striking deals with each other. But the reality is, of course, it's not just here in Dubai that those lobbyists are at work. They're also at work in the capitals in Washington, in London, and Brussels. And that's why many negotiators, particularly from developing countries and climate justice groups, looked aghast at the fact that the European Union, the United States, and the United Kingdom were all making speeches saying the 1.5 degrees is the North Star, their commitment to tackle fossil fuels, whilst, of course, being responsible for over half of all new fossil fuel expansion all around the world. People know the reality that what's being said here is empty words, and reality on the back home is that an expansion of those fossil fuels. So there's a lack of trust that exists here. People have realized that over decades there's been plenty of broken promises, whether it's on finance, whether it's on the United States saying we don't want to even discuss the fact that we have not met our previous pledge to cut our emissions. What's happening here in these negotiations is really a ripping out and gutting out of the responsibility of rich countries who caused most of this problem and shifting the responsibility to developing countries. And that's both in the interests of these big private companies, because
So getting back to this $10, okay? And for me, I got a good deal, and I'm happy. Like, as soon as he offered me a price, the guy, for my old tires, instead of me putting it online, and I just bumped his fist, deal. And but I save money compared to, let's say, the guy locally that I wanted to support, but it was also going to be a different tires that were my first choice, and he didn't have the second choice tires. He had the third choice this place, but I'm still happy with these tires. They're made in China though, but they're decent. And when I say this, it's because why can't we make tires in North America relating to